Are you living your passion? What is your passion? Welcome to the Luxe Life Discovered podcast, where we talk with people who are living a lifestyle that reflects their passion, because we believe everyone should enjoy living their best life, their Luxe Life.
Hello, I'm Rick Steiner. We're back with another episode of Luxe Life Discovered. My co-host today is Shannon Richmond. Shannon, good to have you.
Good, thank you for having me.
And our guest today is Mayor Mark Sheldon of Panama City Beach. So welcome to the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for having both of you.
You're
I appreciate it. Always nice to come in and talk to folks about our amazing city. So thanks for having me.
Well, I tell you what, you're one of the people that I've enjoyed getting to meet and getting to know more from the area. You've always got a great personality. You're always have a smile on your face. So tell us, give everybody a little background that may not know who you are.
Yeah, no, appreciate that. And smiling, I think, is just because my kids keep me young, right? They keep us going. I'm married to an amazing woman, Jessica, and my children, Sydney and John Robert, truly are the blessing for me. So every day we wake up and we're blessed to live in paradise as it is. So those days you don't have a smile on your face, my wife and I frequently say, drive down Front Beach Road. Realize for just a minute that people spend thousands of dollars every year to spend their hard-earned money to come vacation where we live, right? We have businesses here. We own things here. And you start looking at the community and say, we are truly thankful and blessed. So that's the backstory of me is I'm that simple. It really boils down to we really love where we live. We love the schools. We're super involved with that stuff and sports. I mean, my kids play travel softball, travel baseball, football. And other than that, that's my life. It's pretty simple in a nutshell, but it's busy, it's active, and I think that's why you smile, because you have to be grateful and thankful for where you are and what you have.
Right. That's a lot in what you just said about a busy life, but then you throw being a mayor on top of it. So
yeah, that's what they call the part-time job, right? That's what they tell me.
Yeah.
I always enjoy that they tell me that's the part-time job, and I should be there more than 40 hours a week. I'm like, listen, it's definitely enough hours. It's as much as you want it to be, though. I mean, you could, not be as involved as I probably am and do a great job if you wanted to. But it's so important to me. I didn't do this just to check it off a box. I didn't do it because I thought it'd be fun. I did it because I wanted to make a better beach for the future. Right. Again, you'll hear me in this next few minutes as we talk. I'd probably say the word kids a billion times, because I look at our community and I look at Panama City Beach and all of Bay County, truly. Hey, if Panama City Beach is successful, Panama City's successful, and vice versa. Lynn Haven, Springfield Park, we're all successful if we're working together. And I really have believed that the whole time. And when I look at what we can do more and what we can do better for our community, it boils down to, in 10 and 15 years, what do we want it to look like? What do we want it to act like? And what do we want it to feel like? Okay. I got into office. One of our legal team said to me quickly, he said, slow down. You can't do it all in a minute. And he said, this is government. And I said, that's what we're going to have. You're going to have a long 4 years with me, because I want to get it done now, because I want to see the results for the future too. That's one of the things that we've accomplished so much in a year and a half in Panama City Beach. It's an amazing council. We can agree to disagree up there pretty well. And it's just a business mentality. It's like sitting in a boardroom. These are business meetings. A council meeting is a business meeting. We have one tonight. 20 items long on the agenda. It's going to be lengthy.
It could be an interesting night.
It could be lengthy, and we can, as we say, make sausage up there when we agree to disagree, right? And just kind of churn it out. But that's the beauty of it. We can all have our own opinions and our own voices and our own thoughts, but at the end of the day, we're all searching for the common goal, what's going to make the beach better.
And that's a good idea, because a lot of times in what we see with government and politics, there's such division that you forget that common goal and what you're really there for. So that's good to hear. That's refreshing.
I've seen a lot of councils. I've seen a lot of commissions. I've watched a lot of meetings over time. And you see it not just on the local level, you see it on the national level, right? The division is what's keeping us in some of the stagnant state that we are, and some of the reasons we're not moving forward. Because I believe if you took all those people and put them in a room, you put all the House representatives in one room, and you took away the R or the D or the I, there's probably a lot of people with some common goal in there.
Exactly.
But because of where they've pigeonholed themselves into a label, it's making it really challenging for them, right? Because, you can't go against your party. You got to go with your party. Do what's best for the area. Do what's best for yourself.
For who you're representing, yes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You put your head on your pillow every day knowing, did you do the best that you can? If you did, Godspeed, because you've done all you can do that day.
All right, so being mayor, I know you have the people that are always happy, but how do you deal with
Where are those?
I was trying to be positive, okay? No.
I want that mailing list, Rick, when you get a minute.
But how do you deal with, and you may not have had this happen, but those that may be upset with you or question what you do, you've got to have thick skin to a certain point. So
absolutely,
yeah.
and I do, and things just roll for me. Somebody told me when we got elected, and it was a humbling statement right from the get-go. I'd nenever run for office of anything, right? I'm just a guy. Was chairman of the planning board.
Time.
This is my very first time.
Wow.
Yeah, so we went all the way, right? So we ran for office because my daughter challenged me to, essentially, and just a business person. So my mindset, the whole campaign was, this is a business and it needs to be run like a business because the city should. I mean, $140 million budget is not a small deal, and it's a very important budget, and it's a very important business. And we started looking at it, and as you go, we hope to win. We work as hard as you can imagine. The pandemic hit. We had to stop doing a lot of the door knocking because I was knocking on doors every day, personally knocking on doors every day. And we had to stop. And then all of a sudden you try to transform. How are you going to run your campaign? How are you going to get to people? How are people going to get to know you? And we kept doing more and more things. And come election night, we got blessed and we won. And that same night, somebody came up to me and said, just remember, over 40% of the people in Publix didn't vote for you.
Wow. What a sobering.
Quickly,
yeah.
Right? But it's a great step back to remember, you're right. Even though a bunch did,
right?
A bunch didn't. So how can you make it better for those folks? How can you make them feel like they're
still part? Yeah.
They're still part, right? And you want to make sure everybody is part of the togetherness. So how do you get those folks who might not have voted for you then to understand what your vision really was and what you're trying to accomplish? So that is sobering. So the thick skin came the first night.
Right.
Because that statement was tough, right? You're like, I won. Everything's great. Everyone, people are happy. Well,
and then you have that realist comes along and tells you that. So well, and then I didn't think about that too, but winning an election during a pandemic, how...
This episode of Luxe Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Steiner Event Group. Steiner Event Group is a national event planner that produces results for their clients. They offer event and wedding planning on any scale, hosting bridal shows, scouting talented models, and producing riveting concept photo shoots to help their clients expand their brands, products, and services. Whether you're a business professional aiming to take your brand to the next level, planning a corporate or private event, a bride seeking to have the wedding of your dreams, or a model ready to be discovered, Steiner Event Group is ready for you.
I never thought about that.
Well, I'll tell you. So some of the things that he did for when he was running Minute with Mark, those were amazing because we didn't get to talk to him one-on-one every day, but he would do these little segments, and I'll let you emphasize what you did on the segments, but they were really great to get to know you and what you wanted to do for our community.
Okay.
And what I really love and what really stood out is you did not do this for you, for your job. You did this for our community because you love our community.
Thank you. It's true.
And one thing that really stood out to me, when you were missing the meeting last time, and the reason you missed the meeting, I'm like, where is he? Is everything okay? I want you to just elaborate on your family and why you missed that meeting, because that was very important. And I think the people that now know why you missed that meeting love you even more.
I appreciate that. You just truly gave me chill bumps because, again, it's kids, it's family. I take being the mayor very serious. I told you I ran because my daughter told me I should run. That's a very true story. And she looked at me and said, you should make you should do different, make it different. And she was an 8-year-old kid. And I said, well, to make a difference, you have to be the mayor. She goes, be the mayor, with her 8-year-old eyes. And Daddy's girl doesn't get told no very often, I'm guessing, right? So my wife and I prayed about it for a long time. We made the decision. But part of that decision process was I let my family know right then I would never miss their special days. If it's their birthday, if it's a graduation, I'm not going to miss that for anything because they are my world. That's it. And being mayor is part of my world, but they are my world.
Right.
So we had a city council meeting on October 14th, and I wasn't there. I had talked to the entire council, the city manager, and let them know that I wouldn't be there. Vice mayor had to step up, and I appreciated them. All of them quickly were like, of course you're not going to be here. It was my daughter's 11th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And spending my daughter's 11th birthday with her that night is what it matters to me. It all matters, but that is the most important thing to me. And she even said that morning of her birthday, she goes, Daddy, don't you have a meeting tonight? I said, well, I'm supposed to, but I'm going to be here for your birthday. And she just smiled and she just said, I love you, Daddy. And that's, to me, that's it. That's the whole world, right? Because again, we wanted to make it better for them, but I also want to show them the values of family and commitment and your word.
Right.
I told you when I ran that I'm not going to miss your special days. I
And they'll
didn't look
remember
at the
that.
calendar and realize, oh goodness, right, a year and a half in, I'm going to miss what are the odds, right? So, but it happened, and it's something I will never regret. I did take some criticism from those folks who thought I was missing, or what am I up to? Some sort of backroom deal somewhere, right? No, it's just my kid's birthday.
Right,
And
right.
that's what matters.
And your children will remember that forever. And that'll be carried on to their families.
And I hope so. And that's the goal, right? You want them to learn through this whole process, because there's good and bad, right? Because they get the looks and the feels and the people coming up to dinner tables and asking questions, and them always just sitting there. What are you talking about? What road are you talking about, man? Like, my kids are just eating dinner, right? Where's my mac and cheese and my food, right?
So you asked a great question, Rick. Like during the pandemic, how did you stay out in the public and let people know who you were and what your vision was for our area?
I think you nailed it head on, and thank you. The Minute with Mark became something. We were sitting there strategizing one day, and we were in a conference room, and I said to my team, and I have the best team. I cannot thank that team enough. We were sitting there, and they're like, what are we going to do? I'm like, man, we just got to do a video or something. Social media is so easy now. We can just get out there and post stuff. We just got to tell them. I said, we know what our points are. We know exactly why we're running, what we're doing, what our vision is, but how do we tell them, right? I can't knock on their door and tell them and hand them a flyer anymore. I need to get out to the masses quicker. And we created this Minute with Mark, and they started out as the campaign topics. Topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. I mean, my kids were in some of them, my dog's in some of them, they're on my front yard, they're all over town. And I've continued to do Minute with Mark now as the mayor. As something comes up, we talk about it. I just did one. I recorded one this morning for car seat safety. I'm really excited that for a while, Panama City Beach did not have a car seat safety program. And as a young parent, I remember, and they used to. And I remember as a young parent, I mean, you're terrified. You're leaving the hospital with a kid, and you're like, oh my gosh.
And you're like, I'm not responsible for this.
What am I going to do? How am I going to do this?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're trying to hook up this car seat, and I'm first to admit, I'm not the most mechanically good person. My wife laughs if I pick up a screwdriver. She's like, where are you headed? Like, please let me do it. What are you going to touch? Yeah. She's like, go build a spreadsheet. You go do that. I'll handle the screwdrivers and things. And then it's just who I am, and I'm okay with it, right? Something needs done. And so I'm looking at these car seats. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is frightening. I don't want to, this kid's life is in my hands, and I'm the guy installing it. This is a disaster. And the city used to have a program, and I was really excited. I had meetings with the city manager and the fire department, and they used to do it, and they stopped doing it. The state had done a grant. The grant had gone away, and now all of a sudden we haven't had a program. So now we have 2 police officers that are fully trained through the Drive Safe program through the state. They went to South Florida to get trained on installing car seats, looking for manufacturer's warranties, looking for recalls, all these items. And we're going to have our first day November 18th at Frank Brown Park from 8 to 11 and from noon to 5. People can sign up on our Facebook page. They can sign up on our website. I just did that minute this morning. So again, getting that word out through those minutes has been very receptive. They'll have 10, 11,000 views on them, and people really get engaged. They understand, okay, here's what's happening. It's hard to get the news to folks now, right? So
social media has made a huge difference.
Right, these type of things help, but how many people are watching the news every day, and you only get sound bites. Right, everything's about a soundbite. Whoa, either a good or bad, right? Sure. How'd we get them, or how can we help? And I look at these minutes as just true information. The one we did before that was we just got a grant for Alf Coleman. We've been waiting to repair this road. We wanted this road done forever, but the way the state grant worked is we were not allowed to put a shovel in the ground until we were awarded the grant. If you started any of it, you voided the grant, and it's over $2 million. Wow. So those are the little things people don't know. Like, we're ready, the team's ready, the engineers are ready, the design's ready. FDOT wants to do it because there's a sidewalk plan, there's a lighting plan, there's raising the road up so it stops flooding between Hutchinson and Back Beach Road there at Lowe's. It floods every time, and we can't do it.
Your hands are tied, essentially, if you want that money.
If you want the grant, you can't touch it.
Wow.
So you just sit there, and every time it rains, you get frustrated, and
then you
talk
hear
to
about it.
Yes, sir. And people feel like you're failing them, and really, I'm on the phone nonstop, and I can't thank our state lobbyists and our federal lobbyists enough because they helped get this done. Capitol Hill Consulting with Steve Sutherland and his team at the federal level. We're working with FEMA and pushing them, going, get them this money. Floridian partners are in Tallahassee talking to the state DEP, get the money, Department of Environmental, get the money. And finally it got done, and we got the money, but it was longer than it should have been. It was FEMA got involved, and it was government 101. But now it's done.
Over, people forget to some degree.
You hope. But at the same time, I'm really excited because now that was the minute I did before this. Again, good community knowledge. Here's the information. You don't tell everyone, hey, trust me, we wanted to get it, couldn't do it because I don't want anybody upset. But we're ready. We're going to raise the road up 2 feet. We're going to put in sidewalks. We're going to put in lighting. It's going to be amazing. But we couldn't touch it until it's weird how some of those things work.
So you know what, Rick? What I learned is I thought I was really special. He gives everyone his cell phone. Like, here, call me, call my cell phone. And he answers. So he gives
So you're not special?
Well,
Shannon is special. Please don't take that wrong.
But everybody can have his cell phone. But how many places can you go to, cities, and call your mayor?
Yeah.
The passion he has for our beaches are amazing. When we go to grand openings, ribbon cuttings on the beach, and he's there, we're like, hey, we want you to do the plaque. The presentation and the speech he gives about this area will leave you just your jaws dropping. I mean, the passion he has, and to know that he's behind that and he's running our area like a business, we're endless. I mean, the passion, just, but his passion is for this job that's not really a real lovey, we love you, thank you for doing it.
Yeah, thanks, I appreciate it.
But you still have the passion for our area, and it really shows through with what you do.
With By the Sea Resorts, you have so many options you never have to settle. By the Sea Resorts offers 5 restaurants and 11 hotels where you can enjoy the sights and the sounds of the Gulf, spread out in spacious guest rooms. Or book your next event or meeting in one of our many customizable spaces. For dining, we're serving up sunshine and good times at all 3 of our Barefoot restaurant locations. Or experience waterfront dining at the Shrimp Boat Restaurant and enjoy live entertainment every weekend at House of Bourbon. By the Sea Resorts, we're saving you a front row seat.
And you too, that's what makes the community so great. You want to be passionate because you see other people passionate, right?
Yeah.
The chamber isn't what it is today without what you do. And you think about what's happened in the chamber since you started there, and your passion for Panama City Beach to the business community inspires other businesses, so then I can get out and say something is special about the business. It works full circle, right? That's the beauty when I always talk through the campaign about working together. Every one of those aspects is this community working together. That's where we're blessed. We're so lucky because we have such an amazing team of different people pulling the rope the same way. You talked about the naysayers. They're fine. They're going to be. You can't please everybody every
There's
day.
always going to be a group, regardless.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And so to a point, the group becomes irrelevant because they're just doesn't matter, right? Because you're doing the right thing and you're doing the best you can. You're passionate about it. And as a community, you're raising it up. And I feel like that's what we're doing right now. I really do. And it's easy to be passionate about it when we're here, right? You literally look around and we're here.
Right.
The seasons we don't have a off season as much anymore, right? It used to be nothing, crazy, busy, nothing, right? We don't anymore. You think about November 10 years ago. Well, there was nobody here. You drive around, you go anywhere you want.
You could go somewhere quickly.
Right. and transportation is one of our biggest challenges because 10 and 15 years ago, when there's no traffic, it's hard to think, well, in 15 years, there's going to be a ton of activity because it takes that long to plan the roads.
Right.
I've been working with DOT since day one, I started calling DOT. They're like, oh, gosh, this guy, 4 years. Right? I know they did.
How long is he in office?
This is 4 years that this guy is going to call every day. How's it going to go? But that's part of it, right? Because you start and you hit the ground running hard. And we've done that. We've got some council members sitting on the TPO. Vice Mayor McConnell and Councilman Jarman do a phenomenal job over there on the TPO, pushing for more roads. Mm-hmm. We want to make it so Panama City Beach is important as every other street in this whole district. And so Secretary Gaynor at FDOT has become a phenomenal asset for Panama City Beach. And we've got some great things coming, and I know they're coming. It's just time.
Just can't say,
Just can't get there yet. But it's coming, and it's going to transform the beach and the infrastructure of it, but it's a matter of getting it there and getting it done. It's like our hospital. It's going to transform Panama City Beach. It's something I'm absolutely excited about, but it's in process. But I want to see it going up, right?
Right,
Like everybody
right.
else.
Yeah, and I'm not a patient person. Like when I know something's going to happen, I want it to like happen.
You should
know?
run for office.
I think I'm gonna
They'll
pass
break
on
you.
that one,
They'll
yeah.
break you of that, Rick. I promise you.
I bet. Of course, I've gotten to know you from the Beach Care Services Board.
Yes.
You know, we met with them, and then Shannon's on the board as well. So talk about your connection with that. And
Years, I've been on the board for years and years, and every time I needed a really good donation, I'd be like, Mark, I need something. And he always came through, and he's like, hey, I'd be interested to be on that board. And we're like, you have such a big job, and you want to be on our board? And he's a huge proponent for Beach Care
great.
Services, and he takes his time out to be on the board with us.
yeah,
Everybody does, and that's how I look. Again, it's the whole team. You look around that boardroom,
Yeah.
and there's 19 people on the board, and everybody has their own strengths and weakness. But the strength of that room,
Oh yeah.
and it's thanks to Bill, right? So
Absolutely.
obviously, it's a sad time for Panama City Beach. We lost a legend yesterday, and it makes it hard. Bill Biscell started Beach Care Services, where it is truly locals helping locals. It's the reason I want to sit on that board, because I get asked to sit on a bunch of boards, and my wife's like, no more boards. It's not enough
Right.
coaching and enough boards. You need some learn no, and I'm not good at that. But when you look at what Bill did to start this charity of locals helping locals, to be just a little bit of a part of it makes you feel good, because
Yeah.
you're giving your time and energy to the right spot. And that's what it boils down to, right? You only have so much time, and there's your energy. So where are you going to use it? What are you going to do? And how do you think you can affect the best change? That board is it, because you're helping people who are having
That's right.
having a tough day.
True.
Lots of people have tough days. We've all had a tough day. And to be able to help the people that are having a tough day or a tough moment in life, you look at those segments and you just want to help. And Bill, Pineapple Willie's Pineapple Willie, right? And just the greatest of the great, and a true patriarch for our community. And it's something that we need to tip our cap to and say, I wish and hope to be as good as you are for Panama City.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I only knew him for a brief period of time, but Shannon and I had him on as a guest last month, and Bill's a character. No doubt about it. And it took me until the actual podcast to be able to call him Pine, because I felt like I didn't know him well enough to call him Pine.
Right.
So I sent Shannon a message. I sent him a nice thank you text about being on the board, and if I could ever do anything for him to let me know, blah blah blah. And he replied, "Ditto." And
That's it. And that's Pine.
Yep.
That is the best right there. And and the best part is he meant it.
Oh yeah,
right.
definitely. Yeah.
He didn't send
But
you that just to send it.
I sent it to Shannon. I'm like, well, I think this is a positive thing. Because just ditto.
Ditto. No, it's absolutely positive.
Yeah.
Just a great member of our community, and one that will be dearly missed
Oh,
for who we
definitely.
are. But his legacy lives on, because Beach Care Services lives on. And I think we had a board meeting yesterday morning, and Shannon can attest to the passion in the room yesterday was even more, because the people in that room aren't going to let something happen to Beach Care Services on their watch for what
Right.
he built.
No way.
No way, right?
Well, you can
and you could
never-
feel that yesterday in the
Absolutely.
room. People are like, I'm about to fight even harder. We're about to raise more money. We're about to raise more money to give more money away. That's all it is. There's no one's getting paid in there. It's how can we raise more money to give more money away?
Right.
It's the best
Well,
thing in
if
the
you've
world.
ever come in contact with him, I mean, he is the example of a giving person who would literally give you the shirt off his back if he had to, or
Yes.
if he needed it.
100%.
So,
And when he
So-
started the charity, you can just feel it, and you could feel it more yesterday.
Yeah. Well, good.
So do you want to talk about all the people you bring to our community with some of the events that you do?
Sure.
I mean, it's so sad we've lost them this year.
Yes.
But that means they're probably going to be even bigger and better next year.
I have a feeling, so Pepsi Gulf Coast Jam is obviously something we're pretty passionate about. That is our baby. That's our real job, as we tell people every day. And they say, you work 3 days a year. That's cute. So I wish that's how
If
it
they
was.
only knew.
Just 3 long days.
Exactly. I wish that's how it was. So the music festival, the country show has moved from Labor Day to June. We worked with the TDC on long story short, the festival was the end of September in 2013, the very first year. And then through conversations and meetings with Dan Rowe and the TDC, they're like, hey, Labor Day would be a good fit for you guys if you could, because the way the school calendar has changed, we've kind of lost that weekend as a busy weekend on the beach. It used to be Memorial Day, Labor Day. That was summer. Well,
Right.
school calendars have changed. Beginning of August, kids are going back to school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Labor Day became a holiday where they were losing revenue, and it was a really down weekend. We've been blessed and have had some really good success on Labor Day weekend, and revenue numbers are back up for the beach. So we looked this year and we said, okay, now Labor Day's back. They're like, okay, that one's good.
Right.
How about you slide over here? Well, absolutely. We want to be a good partner, and the beach has been tremendous to us, and we market the beach year round. And we bring in people from all 50 states and several countries, and our marketing is out there. It's big, and Panama City Beach gets a lot of exposure. Last year, we were lucky enough to have our governor come over, walk out on stage. Obviously a great moment, but a ton of publicity for Panama City Beach, right? It was the first large, over 20,000 person outdoor event that happened since the pandemic. And he walked out there to the biggest roar of the weekend. I didn't care what act went out there. Luke was backstage, and afterwards he came off the stage. He's like, man, that guy got more crowd than I did. Like, what's happening here? And
Who's he? Yeah.
it was funny. They were talking beforehand, and they were joking about, I'm going to get a bigger crowd. You're going to get a bigger crowd. And afterwards, it looks like he won.
That's great.
He said, yeah, you're in his spot. So we've moved to June 3, 4, 5. This is the 10th anniversary of the music festival. When you think about it, this is the 10th one. It's crazy to think about. So we've got some new surprises coming. We've added more talent. We usually have 7 acts a day. We actually just added another whole line of talent. So we've added, 8 acts a day. And I think you'll even see some more surprises coming in the near future.
This episode of Luxe Life Discovered is brought to you in part by Orville's Men's Store. Thank you, Orville's Men's Store, for supplying the men's clothing for today's podcast. For the absolute best in casual and dress wear for men, visit orvillesms.com. That's ORVILLESMS.com.
Well, interesting. Yeah.
I'm excited.
For that show. It'll
So
be
how
great.
many people does it bring to our community, these events?
Depends on the show, but usually about 25,000 a day, and it's a 3-day
Really?
show.
A day.
So
Crazy, yeah.
you'll end up with 75,000. I think this year we'll get closer to 30 based on the numbers we're seeing in the
And
trends
people
we're
are
seeing.
ready to be out again.
And people are ready
Yeah.
to be out. Yes,
Right.
sir. And it's the beginning of the summer now. So at the end, we were at the end of summer, and college football was kicking off, and that was great for all of them. Now at the beginning of summer, people are ready to go. But the first weekend of June, the reason that slide happened was Memorial Day is always really busy for the beach. That first weekend of June is always the slowest weekend for the beach.
Because of the, yeah.
Because you
that makes
just had
sense.
Memorial Day, so
Right.
then there's not as many people. So, okay, we'll fill the gap. I think we can bring some people in. They'll have a great time. And we're really excited about the 10th anniversary, where it's going to go, and the more things that are coming. We're getting ready to start with a 12 Days of Giving campaign, and the prizes for that I'm not supposed to talk about, but there's some
You can
autograph.
tell us.
There's an autograph guitar around or two.
Okay,
So
okay.
we'll just say those type of things. There's so many cool things that are about to happen. I'm really excited to see where the festival is going to go. It's fun. You asked my daughter today, what do you want to do? And she's like, I want to do that. I'm doing the music festival. My son's like, no, I'd be a scientist, and an astronaut's way more fun. But you guys go do that. But they love the music festival business. They come. They're there every day. My wife is an integral part. Like, she runs the place. She does all the staffing. She does everything. And she is the festival mama. And just like at home, everywhere she goes, that's who she is. And that's why it's easy to be passionate about something when you have a partner and a best friend who's the same and cares that much and wants the community to be that good.
That's right.
It's a definite team effort for us as well.
Absolutely.
Well, good. Well, I've enjoyed having you on today. It's always fun to talk to you. And the first time I think I've seen...
That was the 18 minutes? That was it?
That's 30 minutes. Yeah, that was the 2-minute mark.
That was the
But, I'll have to say this is the first time I've been around the two of you for this period of time and been this serious. So, yeah, that's
pretty good for us, right?
It is. I know y'all did well. So.
Before we leave, how do we follow you on Minute with Mark?
Panama City Beach government Facebook page. That's the best place to do it. I also share it generally on my Vote Mark Sheldon page. I still have that page active on social media. But the Panama City Beach government page, Debbie Ward over there, our communications director, does.
I love Debbie.
She does a phenomenal job.
She makes you look good.
Hard job too, bless her heart. I feel bad for her. I always tell her thank you. But she does such a great job with pushing information out. We're a small city, right? So I know we're done out of time, and I could talk forever, but new census numbers came out. We went from 14,000 residents to 18,000 residents inside Panama City Beach city limits. So almost a 30% increase in that 10-year span, which we anticipate another 30% or more in the next 10 years, right?
Wow.
So inside city limits. And we're a city, but you think about it, there's 18,000 residents. We have 370 staff members in Panama City Beach. Gosh. Because we have to have enough staff to cover tourism for 150,000 people. So our team works harder than any team in the world. Our city staff is amazing. I don't care what department it is. You walk around City Hall, you walk to the planning, you walk to police, fire, utilities, stormwater, any of those folks, everybody's given that same passion. Everybody's given 100%. And they all want to make it a better beach. And that's what's so cool about it.
Absolutely.
All right, last question.
Yes, sir.
When does the re-election campaign start?
This was a fun time today.
I love that you tried to just lock him in.
It's really good.
That was good.
Well done.
That was good.
That's great.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for another edition of Luxe Life Discovered. Thanks, Mark Sheldon, for being our guest today. And Shannon, thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
All right, good deal. Well, we'll be back for the next episode. We'll have Lauren Hopkins with Nate Sanitation Services, and it's an interesting take on their company. It's how it originated and the ownership that exists now and the future they have planned. So we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode and want to support our show, leave us a review. That's the #1 way to help this show reach others just like you. Join us next time for another Luxe Life Discovered.